Professional wrestling, man, where everything and anything will happen. Endeavor bought WWE. We were all shocked the day that we did not see coming ever. And now as we head into WrestleMania 40, you all know that WWE and Endeavor want to make this the greatest and biggest pro wrestling show, one of the greatest events, one of the biggest events ever in sports. That's what they're looking to do with WrestleMania 40. How do we do that? Getting The Rock for one would be great. How about Stone Cold Steve Austin? Roman Reigns obviously will be defending his record-setting Universal Championship and putting his reign on the line. What about CM Punk coming back to WWE? Well, if you guessed Phil Brooks, you are correct, because his name is in the news once again, and he is the talk of the town now that he's been released from AEW following an incident that happened at Wembley Stadium for All In with Jack Perry. CM Punk's termination from AEW led to questions about his future, including the possibility of a return to WWE. Fightful is reporting that they've learned of what some within WWE think of CM Punk. WWE higher-ups fully believe that CM Punk would sign with the company if they had interest. Now, in the past year, we've heard that Punk had been open to the idea, but WWE sources think the ball is now in their court, which it is, because where is he going to go? He's not going back to AEW. He's not going to Impact. He's not going to New Japan. If he wants to do pro wrestling, there's only one place in North America for him to do pro wrestling where he's going to get the spotlight and the money he truly thinks he deserves, and a WrestleMania main event that he truly thinks that he deserves, and that is WWE. Now, in the past year, Punk's been open to the idea. We've seen several instances of him saying things and doing things where he feels like if he mended some fences, that the idea of him going back there would become a reality. WWE obviously thinks the ball is in their court, and it is, because CM Punk's got no legs to stand on here. He's at the whim of WWE. If he wants to work and he wants to do business and he wants to owe everybody an apology, that's going to be on Phil Brooks. As of 2 weeks ago, says Fightful, nobody within WWE had indicated that Punk and the company had talks. Let me tell you something, folks. This line right here. Nobody within WWE had indicated that CM Punk and the company had talks. Nobody is going to indicate if the WWE and CM Punk had talks. The only, and I mean this, the only people that will know are Triple H, Vince McMahon, Nick Khan, and Ari Emanuel. That is it. They are going to keep this as secretive as they have to. In late September, Fightful were told that it appeared there were feelers out from Punk to WWE to see if there was any interest in going back there. One WWE employee as of last month advised someone close to Punk that talking to Vince McMahon directly would have been the best course of action to secure a return to the company. In the past, Fightful's been told Vince McMahon was adamant to Fox that he wasn't interested in bringing Punk back, though Fox had been pushing for it before he went to AEW. Let me tell you something here. I'm going to stop that right there. We're going to dissect this as we go along. CM Punk was of no value to WWE when he was working with the Fox show that they hired him for. WWE didn't want him then. They had no use for him then. Now they have use for him. Do you want to know why they have use for him now? It's because he did a couple years in AEW. His stock obviously rose. He sees, everything that's going on there, Vince, with CM Punk and the business that he did and the pay-per-view numbers that he did, and obviously sees that CM Punk is still a massive draw and that there is money to be made with Phil Brooks doing whatever they come up with creatively, that there is a spot, there is something legitimate, something substantial for Phil Brooks to do on WWE television. Then it wasn't really interesting to WWE. Now that he set foot in AEW and he ruffled some feathers over there and he got fired, you don't think that Vince McMahon is thinking, hey, how do I end these guys once and for all? How do I just take the knife and stab it right in AEW's chest? You don't think Triple H is thinking creatively what Phil Brooks, CM Punk would sound like on a Monday night or a Friday night with a live microphone in his hand, downplaying AEW, shitting on AEW? You don't think that they are already thinking about a pipe bomb redone? This time not against the McMahon family and the fact that he's not main eventing WrestleMania, but this time against Tony Khan and all of the immaturity that comes along with the Elite and AEW. Telling you right now, man, get ready, because the promo is already being scripted. And CM Punk already has rehearsed this in front of his mirror after getting out of the shower. Guaranteed. That's what's going to keep WWE interested in CM Punk and getting a deal done. Multiple sources we spoke to near Punk believe he would in fact sign with the WWE. CM Punk has to be the one to lay down in his pillow at the end of the night and realize that a lot of people in the pro wrestling world are going to look at him as a hypocrite. AEW and that entire locker room are going to look at him as a hypocrite, or at least the people that didn't like him. Fans worldwide will look at CM Punk as a hypocrite. You know, CM Punk's reputation is something that has followed him throughout the duration of his career. People have died for this man. People have gone out there and backed this man because of the person that he portrayed himself to be. CM Punk, and the possibility of him going back to WWE, he's going to lose a lot more than he ever realized was even possible with the return to WWE. He may mend fences. He may say, I'm sorry. He may be on his best behavior because he knows he's not going to be able to get away with anything in the WWE locker room. And if he does try anything he did in the AEW locker room, in the WWE locker room, his head's going to be rolling down the fucking aisleway. He's going to have to live with that. He's going to have to live with that as he lays in bed next to his wife at night. Honey, why does everybody think I'm a hypocrite? We took all this X amount of money and our lives are set for the rest of our life. Why don't they like me? CM Punk doesn't have to worry about anybody else liking him. There are a ton of people out there that don't like him. At the end of the day, CM Punk may look at himself and realize that he doesn't like himself. It's a big, big, big choice that he has to make. And money speaks volumes. WWE is going to throw the bank at CM Punk to get him on television. They know they're going to have to. And CM Punk, if he wants to wrestle, he's going to have to do what, in the last 8 years, he refused to do. There's still a ton of heat on CM Punk in the WWE, with plenty of it stemming from his last run almost 10 years ago. Sources familiar with the situation believe that many of them would be consulted in the event Punk would return to WWE as to prevent anything similar to what happened multiple times in All Elite Wrestling. Now, there are a ton of people in the WWE locker room that don't want CM Punk there. But that doesn't mean they won't do business with CM Punk, because they know at the end of the day, if they do business, it means the company does business. And if the company does business, then business is getting done and money is in their wallet. So no matter if you're Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, or whoever else doesn't like CM Punk in that locker room, you aren't going to let bygones be bygones and do business. There's one thing we learned about WWE. They are mostly, at least from that locker room, mostly professional. If they need to work with CM Punk, they are going to let it happen. They are going to manifest something to a point where it does get done. They don't have to like you. They don't have to hate you. They don't have to do anything in regards to you. But business is business. Vince wants you to do something. Vince is going to tell you to do it, and you're going to fucking do it with a smile on your face. Simple as that. So yeah, he's going to have to apologize. Is his apology going to mean much of anything? Who the fuck knows? That's going to be up to the person that he's apologizing to interpret it and accept it. They don't have to accept anything if they don't want to, but the fact that he goes out there and does it speaks volumes. But then at the end of the night, like I said, he's going to have to go home and realize that there are a lot of people that are not in that locker room that are watching him on TV, that are fans, that have bought tickets, that have bought merchandise, that have supported him at meet and greets, and have supported CM Punk through and through because of the person that he is and the decisions that he's made and the things that he said. There's going to be a lot of people out there that are not going to want to be a fan of CM Punk in the WWE in 2023, 2024. They may not watch CM Punk. They may not find CM Punk to be, their favorite pro wrestler anymore. They may burn all their CM Punk merchandise. CM Punk may have less fans going into the WWE than ever before. Again, it's something he's going to have to deal with. But he's not going to be able to get away with what he got away with in AEW, in WWE. He's just one of the boys. He may be a veteran. He may be a major name. He may be a star. But he's not going to be an EVP, which we all know he was. He was absolutely an EVP. He's not going to be making the most money in the entire company. He's not going to be at the forefront of everything that he thinks he should be at the forefront of. He's just going to be another guy, and he's going to be someone that the company leans on to make them some money and make the company look good because they sold the WWE to Endeavor. And he's got to be a good little soldier because that's what he's signing up for. He's signing up to be a good boy in Vince McMahon's army. Does that sound like the life that CM Punk wants to live? I don't know. Again, it's going to be completely up to him, and he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. One top star said that Punk knows he wouldn't be able to pull any of his shit here. Like I said, there you go. There's nobody here he could jump without getting his ass handed to him, was the quote. CM Punk is not going to try anything that he tried in AEW in WWE. He knows what's good for him, and he knows what's paying the bills. When he brought up that WWE would likely want to talk to top talent about Punk coming in, that same person said the talk really needed to be with Punk. Another top talent said that they believe Triple H wouldn't risk the negativity that Punk would bring, but then did recall that it wouldn't be the first time that he's thought or brought about bringing someone in with baggage since being in control. The general feeling we got was that Punk would need to make a good number of sorries and apologies and talk to a good number of the influential talent in general. With one top star, they said before the brawl-out situation happened with CM Punk and the Elite, within AEW, one top star said before brawl-out happened, Punk would still verbalize how much he didn't like WWE, how much he did not like Triple H and Vince McMahon, and would be surprised if he went back there. Another that now he's in a much less forgiving situation from a career perspective. Fightful also spoke to several top stars within WWE and a number of names in creative. To be clear, thus far, nobody has been told anything on the talent or creative end about Punk coming into WWE, nor will they be told. The roster and the creative are going to find out when we all find out, and that's when he makes his first appearance back with the company. Nobody knows outside the four men that I previously mentioned. When we asked about the teases that pick up steam on social media, we were told adamantly that those were not meant to tease a CM Punk return, though it's not impossible they could be played off of in the future to generate buzz. I mean, it's 50-50. You're going to take that and interpret that as you want. Sometimes fans get ahead of themselves and they fabricate things in their own mind and make it out to be something that it's not. Or WWE could be playing their fan base with these little subtle teases from Corey Graves and Seth Rollins and whatever they said tonight on SmackDown about the devil revealing himself. Corey Graves said something very CM Punk-like. Michael Cole said something on Monday night to Seth Rollins, building to his match with Nakamura at Fastlane on Saturday. They could obviously be interpreted as CM Punk teases. WWE, though, I'm looking at WWE. Do they honestly think that their fan base is going to pick up on any of this shit? Why would WWE pander to the fucking 0.01% of the internet no-lives on Twitter with subtle teases that fucking 20 years ago happened in Ring of Honor? I don't understand why they'd waste their time doing that. If Punk is going to be back in the WWE, it's going to be at the behest of Vince McMahon, and it's going to happen at Survivor Series in Chicago. And if not Survivor Series, it's going to happen at the Royal Rumble in Tampa. Why would WWE play up to the fucking minuscule, and I mean minuscule, audience on social media with a fucking 20-year promo from Ring of Honor? Through Michael Cole? Come on, people. Stop fabricating shit. It could be. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I'm just saying that it's a little outlandish to think that WWE is going to think that their fans are this smart to do something this under the radar. Now, obviously with that, it could be interpreted as anything. Now, sources close to Punk have been open about his interest in returning to the company, with one outright saying that if there was WWE interest, he would go back. There was also one source that said they believed that it was actively being worked on. Again, nobody really knows. It's just assumptions. There's a very big elephant in the room that Rollins and Roman Reigns have verbalized in the past that they are not fond of Punk. Most people on both sides believe there would need to be fences mended in order to make a successful return happen. CM Punk is going to have to go talk to Roman Reigns. He's going to have to go talk to Seth Rollins, who are both leaders of that locker room. For them to welcome him back into the locker room, Punk is going to have to do business and sit down with them and apologize, because that's the right thing to do. That is the manly, respectful thing to do. That is the professional thing to do. Is he going to do it? I don't know. We'll see. Now, one WWE source was steadfast in their belief that when Punk appeared at WWE Raw backstage earlier this year, he was looking to get his job back. Based on how that experience went, they aren't of the belief it's in the cards. Others we spoke to thought him appearing was more to create allies, as there had already been some bumps in the road towards his eventual AEW return. Another discussion has been about the workload. Punk took great pride in being at work every week within AEW, and his salary was above a lot of the high stars that are on the WWE card who are working full-time as well. WWE sources we spoke to felt like Punk's leverage isn't what it was 4 months ago, 14 months ago, or 3 years ago as a result. And that could play a big factor in negotiations regarding schedule and pay if he does come back. In case you wondered, it seems like the Impact locker room would be in favor of him appearing. Oh, man. Of course they're in favor of him being there. They're not going to be able to pay him. He's not going to work in front of 60 people. Give me a break. As he made a good impression visiting backstage months ago, that's highly unlikely, but obviously it should be an option. We reached out to CM Punk, says Fightful, and we did not hear back. Nobody in WWE has been told that a return is happening, and most top talent are opposed to it. However, they don't feel it's an impossibility, and both those close to Punk and WWE believe Punk would do it, but there are fences to be mended between Punk, WWE, and several in that locker room who are of the stature of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, so on and so forth. This is obviously news. I'm not telling you that it's something that is not going to happen. Not saying that it's going to happen at Survivor Series. I'm not saying it's going to happen at the Royal Rumble. Clearly, Survivor Series is the best place to do it, being that it's in Chicago. You can interpret what WWE is doing on television. Baby faces against Bloodline, against the Judgment Day. We could be seeing War Games. If they need another baby face for Chicago, imagine CM Punk coming out and teaming with John Cena and Cody Rhodes and LA Knight and Jey Uso. It's a possibility. I mean, it's just a given that WWE is going into Chicago. He said that he's got 2 months free to do whatever he wants. That lines up with Chicago, and they bring him back there. WWE wants to make a splash. They're certainly going to do it. Obviously, that's the easiest place to do it. If you don't want to do it there and it doesn't happen, then that doesn't mean Punk isn't coming in. My prediction is Punk is coming in. Survivor Series is too easy. Survivor Series is like a slam dunk. Survivor Series, everybody's anticipating Survivor Series. That would be great for the city of Chicago and the WWE in general, but if you hold it off, build more anticipation for it. Do it at the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble actually may be a more epic return than anything. And he could actually build towards his WrestleMania program, because obviously you're bringing him in. You're debuting him back in the company at the Royal Rumble, so clearly he's going to have a major thing to do at WrestleMania. I mean, all the stars would align there. I mean, a lot of the greats in this industry got a return or a debut in the Royal Rumble. What makes Punk any different? How many times have we seen CM Punk in Chicago make a return or have a big match or do this or do that? He does everything in fucking Chicago. Great. Let's do something a little bit different. Why does it need to be in Chicago? Do they got plans for him in Chicago? If not Chicago, the Royal Rumble, I actually would much rather see him return in the Royal Rumble. I do think Punk is coming back. I do. And for all the geeks out there that they're already writing their fucking tweets and they're saving their drafts on Twitter for when the day comes. I'm telling you this right now, and you could fucking quote me on this. I'm not upset about it. I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm not going to cry myself to sleep over CM Punk leaving AEW and joining WWE. This is something that I welcome. Not everybody's going to sit in the same boat as me in regards to CM Punk. Not everybody's going to be excited about CM Punk coming back to the WWE, but this is something that I welcome. Do you want to know why I welcome it? Because all eyes are going to be on WWE. The more eyes that are on WWE, the more eyes are on me to talk about WWE. CM Punk makes television better. He made AEW television better every time he was on, whether it was Dynamite or Collision. Punk brought LTB, long-term booking. Punk reeks of old school. Punk knows the ins and outs of what matters. Punk knows what is legit. Punk knows how to tell a story. Punk knows how to make everything feel important that he is a part of. How many people on WWE television can you say all of that about and stake your name to it? Not many. Not many. Now, he probably will be at the behest of WWE creative, and he's not going to have the creative liberties that he had under Tony Khan because, let's be real, CM Punk was an EVP in the company, and he got a lot of pull, and he got away with a lot of shit. So, yes, he will be at the pen and behest of WWE creative, but that doesn't mean CM Punk is not going to have any say. I think there are great matches we could get out of CM Punk. I think there are great feuds we could get out of CM Punk. I'd like to see that happen. I'm ready for the chaos. I am. Whatever makes television better, whatever makes television better that I have to consume on a weekly basis and do my job here, I'm all for. But again, this is all up to Vince McMahon. You could sit here and read a fucking paywall dirt sheet report from Fightful. You could sit here and hear everybody's opinion on the matter and what they think or what they don't think, if they like Punk, if they don't like Punk. Is he coming in? Is he not coming? Who cares? It's up to Vince McMahon. At the end of the day, it's going to be a Vince McMahon move. For all we know, Vince could say no. But I just don't see Vince McMahon saying no now, whereas in the past he said no. Vince McMahon saying no now because Vince McMahon's not the boss. Ari Emanuel is the boss. And if Ari Emanuel says yes, then Vince McMahon's no means jack shit because Vince has a new boss named Ari Emanuel. So if Ari wants CM Punk, there's nothing Vince McMahon can do about it. You don't think Ari Emanuel's going to have a say in if CM Punk comes into the company or not? That's his company. He owns 51%. If Ari Emanuel wants CM Punk, Ari Emanuel will have CM Punk, no matter what Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, Triple H, or Nick Khan say. Nick Khan was asked about CM Punk. He said very nice things about CM Punk. We respect Phil Brooks and what he's done for the company. Shawn Michaels was asked about Phil Brooks. Oh, I'd love to have CM Punk back in WWE. I'd love to have him on NXT. He still drives big business. Why would I not want that name on my brand? Then you take all the Rollins and Michael Cole and Corey Graves inside fucking digs at what CM Punk said 20 years ago on Ring of Honor or as of this summer on AEW television. It's all lining up. It's not by coincidence. WWE certainly wants CM Punk back in the company for one reason or another. Yeah, business, sure. It's going to drive business. It's going to make WrestleMania the biggest show of all time if Punk, Austin, Rock, Roman, Cody, Lesnar, Gunther, and whoever else they want to get on the show. It's going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time. They did not buy the company Endeavor for them to half-ass a fucking WrestleMania. They didn't keep Rock off of WrestleMania 39 for a reason, for no reason. They kept him off of WrestleMania 39 for a very big reason, and that is to put him on WrestleMania 40 because they knew the company was going to be sold and sold to Endeavor, and they want to make the first WrestleMania under the new umbrella the biggest ever. And you can't do that without The Rock in the main event. So you don't think that this company is going to bring in CM Punk? Imagine Rock and CM Punk and Stone Cold at WrestleMania. Business. Business. Punk will be paid. It's going to be up to Punk whether he wants to live with himself and live with being a hypocrite for the rest of his career. Honestly. I'm all for it. And like I said, you don't think they are already constructing a promo? You don't think that they're ready to give this man a live microphone for him to bury AEW and the fucking management and the immaturity that comes out of that locker room? Anything to make AEW look bad. Vince McMahon didn't want CM Punk back then because he had no reason to put CM Punk back on television. He was too safe. He was still the angry Phil Brooks from 7 years ago. He didn't want that guy. He wants an angry Phil Brooks because most of his anger isn't towards WWE now. It's towards Tony Khan and AEW in the way that they treated him or the way that they went about doing business with CM Punk and vice versa. You don't think Punk is full of ammunition ready to go? Vince found no value in Punk, safe Punk, while he was working with Fox. Now he's got a volatile Punk, but he ain't volatile towards WWE anymore. He's volatile towards AEW, and at any shot that WWE has of making AEW look bad, they're going to take it, especially if it comes in the way of CM Punk. Let the chaos begin. I'm all for it. Let me know what you guys think down below. It's a big story. Obviously, I will follow it as it develops. Punk, Chicago, Survivor Series. If not, Royal Rumble. Let me know what you guys think down below. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And tonight, I'll see you live in the venue right back here after Fastlane on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.